What's going on? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Extraordinary Man Podcast. I am one of the hosts, Phil Jones. Mike Jones, have you guys know me personally and professionally, and you guys should all know the most amazing second chef, first chef. We are interchangeable in this thing. My brother, the blood that flows through my veins flows through his, the most immaculate, most excellentest individual on the face of the planet, the hard workingest, nicest, greatest ever to grace a microphone. And that's on all sides. State your name.
Man, what is going on? And even after all that, man, I ain't got that nice chiseled jaw you got, man.
That's because I
I
shaved.
am.
That's because I shaved.
I
I had to
am.
get beautiful. That's all.
I am Midas. Make sure you put a king in front of that. Let's go.
All right. So, King, as you know, we are not adverse to any controversial topic here at the Extraordinary Men. It's not that we go out purposely looking for the controversy, but what it is that we do is we try to take everything that we talk about and we want to approach it from the men point of view. But we also want to be very diplomatic, focus on the facts, and be very much in tune on why this matters and why it's important that we look at these situations delicately, but also look at them with the scrutiny that are necessary. So, King, what are we talking about today?
Today we finna talk about the Lizzo case, man.
First, hold on, pause there. What you mean a Lizzo case?
So apparently, Lizzo is being sued by a few of her former dancers, which we have fat shaming on the table as part of the lawsuit.
Hold on, wait a
Very
minute.
interesting.
Hold on. Wait, you mean to tell me that the person who took the torch from Monique for making sure that Harry and Usher, the big girls, through, is now being accused of the very thing that she promotes against?
Mm.
All right, no, that can't be true. But here's what we're gonna do. Um, I'm gonna go to peoplemagazine.com and we're gonna go ahead and show a short video and just discuss a little bit of what it is that's on here. So excuse the back of my head. I just got done cleaning up. The shine might mess around and blind a couple of you guys, but don't worry. We'll be back in a few seconds. Let me go ahead and get this video up for y'all. And King, by all means, you let me know if the back of my head is too shiny.
It's just right. It's just right.
You
All
already
right,
know
let's
the right
get it.
things to say. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you guys, and y'all just follow along with it, and we'll go ahead and deliberate on it at the conclusion of the video.
3 of Lizzo's former dancers are suing her for sexual and racial harassment, as well as allegedly creating a hostile work environment. The lawsuit was provided to People by the plaintiff's law firm after it was filed Tuesday morning in Los Angeles County Superior Court, naming the singer, her production company, Big Girl Big Touring Incorporated, and her dance team captain, Shirlene Quigley. In the suit, the dancers alleged that they were pressured by Lizzo to engage in various suggestive acts with nude performers while at a club in Amsterdam. They also claimed that a security guard was badgered into getting on the club stage, where his pants were pulled down before he was hit with whips. They also alleged that Quigley ridiculed them for engaging in premarital sex, while also oversharing her own, quote, masturbatory habits and sex life with her husband. Lizzo, who is known for embracing body positivity, was also accused of weight shaming, with one dancer saying that she felt the need to defend her weight gain after Lizzo had called attention to it. The dancers also alleged racial harassment from the management company, which they say treated the black members of the dance team differently than other members. They claim that black dancers were accused of being lazy, unprofessional, and having bad attitudes. The lawsuit includes additional allegations, including false imprisonment and interference with prospective economic advantage, though not all of the claims pertain to all of the defendants. According to the suit, 2 of the dancers began performing with Lizzo after competing on her Amazon reality show in 2021. They were later fired. The third dancer was hired after performing in her music video Rumors that same year, but she resigned in early 2022.
My name is Barbara.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack there.
Find me a fight.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, and it's like, woo, there's a lot to unpack there. So you want to start or should I?
So I kind of want to start getting down with, you know what I'm saying, let's actually talk about the charges. I think that's a good starting point, and then we could just start unzipping this thing from there. All right. So here she's actually being charged with 9 complaints, I guess you can call it complaints or charges, whatever. All right. We have hostile work environment, sexual harassment. We have failure to prevent and or remedy the hostile work environment for sexual harassment. We have religious harassment. Then we have failure to prevent and or remedy religious harassment, or basically make the environment better. We have racial harassment. We have disability discrimination. We have intentional interference with prospective economic advantage. I don't even know what that would mean.
I don't know.
That's a
Man.
mouthful.
It
sounds
sounds
serious.
complicated. It absolutely sounds like something that I don't know. It sounds like they just started that today.
You know, man, that sounds huge. And then we have assault, which the video was talking about the bodyguard being hit with whips. I don't know if it's that or something else. And then false imprisonment. Dude, that is a big claim, the false imprisonment. So those are the 9 charges that Lizzo is facing. And well, rather her company is facing.
You know, the underlying fact of it all for me specifically is the fact that when we were just listening to what People Magazine was saying, the thing that like really stood out the most was the fact that sometimes you can be so far gone into your own madness that you take it too far, right? So when they were talking about the thing in Amsterdam about, you know, saying the perverse actions out in Amsterdam, and you don't always think about what these things do to the people that you're doing it with. So your dancers, the scene is like you just get so far gone into it because it's like I'm on top of the world, nothing can possibly go wrong, but you're not really concerned about A, the safety and well-being of your staff, B, about their emotional well-being and their health. It's one of those things to where it's like if you want the job, you're gonna do what I tell you to do. So again, all these things are alleged, but at the same time, I do know that in many situations, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So where a lot of things happen is that people don't always realize what they do when they're doing it. In the moment, it feels right. When they say the security guard that came up there, the security guard has a mouth. I didn't hear anywhere in here. And again, I have it, the case is posted online. It's 44 pages long with all a list of all the charges and all the defendants and everything that's in it. The issue is that in what I've read so far, that security guard that they're bringing up in the complaint, I don't see a complaint from the security guard. So when they're saying, oh well, you know, he was coerced into coming up on the stage and you know got pulled his pants down and whipped. I don't know what the security guard's point of view is on that. Maybe that'll come out later because this entire case and everything in it is fresh. But the one thing I will say is that the one thing I do find to be absolutely insane is how do you fat shame and you're the advocate against fat shaming? Now again, all
Represent
alleged.
the big girls around the world. You are the mascot.
Yeah, so it's just like for somebody to gain weight, and then you point out the fact that you gained weight. Now, again, it's like behind closed doors, the one thing that I do know about certain people, and again, I say certain people because these assertions are based off my experience with people, is that just the mere mention of certain things sometimes can be taken way out of context solely because of the fact that I already feel guilty about it. I already feel a way, I already feel self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
So by you mentioning it, I feel defensive. And
Yeah, she
out of my
probably hit a string. She probably hit a chord when she said something about it because, yeah, like you said, right here in the actual complaint. Um, the young lady that she did the I don't know if we call it a tease or whatever, but mentioning her weight, she actually underwent a psychological evaluation for a TV show, and she actually brought up in that psych eval that she was dealing with anxiety and depression, which caused her to binge eat.
So the problems predate the commentary, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an issue that you could have been doing the work on a long time ago, which ultimately you might not have been a big girl had you did the work. And again, all alleged. You might not have been a big girl if you did the work, brought the weight back down, got your mental health in order. So what's to say that even working on that project or being involved in that was nothing more than a trauma response? And that the reaction that you gave when the weight was mentioned was also a trauma response for work that has not been dealt with your mental health. It's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. So I do know, like, when people will say something like, when I wear certain clothes, like, hey man, that gut of yours, I know how I feel with this. And again, I'm a little guy for the most part. I'm 6'1", about 209, 210, somewhere in there. I'm the biggest I've ever been. But because of the distribution of the weight, I don't always feel good. Like, I find myself pulling down my shirts and stuff, even while we're broadcasting. I know it's there. And I know how I feel when somebody makes mention of it. So I can understand how somebody feels on the other side of that. But then again, your reaction to somebody who is advocating for big girls, criticizing you for gaining weight, might have struck a chord on multiple levels.
Mm.
So
Reading
sometimes,
more to this document, man, it's crazy, bro.
you want to pull the document up?
Man, look, they talking about how uh well, they already said her name in the video,
Shirley
Shirlene,
Quigley.
uh talking about how she would, just announce that she had an oopsie and she masturbated today. All types of stuff, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, the thing about it, right? And again, it's like we don't know the culture or the environment that was made available. For all we know, it was okay till it wasn't okay. Now,
Yeah.
again, I'm a man in the workplace. I work in a government job. I understand sometimes things that are cool right now, where I can make a comment or something like that, and it's like we're cool. But the day that we're not cool, the commentary can be taken completely left field. And that's why it's always encouraged that you maintain a professional environment at all times, because everything is good until the day that is not good. And then all of a sudden now you can be held accountable for what's said. And then the defense would always be, oh, well, we joke like this all the time. Oh, well, it was always cool. It was always fun. But how do you know that those people felt comfortable and they just didn't want to lose their job? How do you think that those people may have felt that their job was on the line, and that's why they laughed, or that's why they engaged, or that's why they felt like they had to
They
pretend
just
that it
kept
was okay?
That's why they just kept quiet, period. That's why they
Yeah,
just kept quiet.
yeah.
They
So
just kept raps.
yeah, so it's like most things, like when that jar got too full, and now they finally said, like, all right, look, enough is enough, and I got to say something. Like this is
Yeah,
getting out of
because
control.
because there's three of them that filed this complaint. So yeah, saying they felt comfortable because it was them as a squad working together, and they felt safer, saying, as that number to bring this case forward. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it's like a lot of the Me Too
This thing
movement.
goes.
It's like a lot of things in the Me Too movement, to where it's like once one spoke, then the rest of them spoke, and it's like once you got the rest of them to speak, you realize how big it actually was, versus just one person or isolated incidents every 20, 30 years or something. It's like, whoa, it's a whole wave of these people.
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, it's like the criticisms. Like they may mention about the criticisms of premarital sex acts, but then you're talking about the things that you're doing, and it's like, well, the hypocrisy of it all, you know. So it's like the one thing about it, and I'm just gonna say this, okay? One thing about manhood that I've always been taught is that you don't just do anything for money. So if somebody is asking you